Hello, St. Paul's artists. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving break. If you did not get a chance to take a photograph of your still life or you're not sure you like it, you have until next class period before we start using it. In a little bit, I'll show you what my photograph looks like and how I staged it. But today we're going to learn about a famous artist named Henri Matisse, who also did lots of still lifes throughout his career, and take a few notes about him. You're going to need your sketchbook out, a pencil out, and your ruler out. We'll give you a second to get those out. Maybe Mr. Hembry can pause. Once everybody's ready, you're going to put your ruler about a ruler's length down from the top and draw a line here. And then I want you to divide your paper in half about 5 inches down. You can see I'm going to stop there. Actually, I'm going to go 6 inches down. Let's go 6 inches down. Lots of space. And then I'm going to put my ruler again horizontally this way and create a space at the bottom of my paper. Remember, this doesn't have to be mathematically exact, but we want to divide it up into these quadrants. At the top, I want you to write the word artist and his name, which is Henri Matisse. And I'll give you a minute to write that down. And then on this side, I want you to write facts, a little bit differently than we've done in the past. Facts. And we're going to number 1 through 10. I started to space mine too far apart so you can see they're a little bit together. Here, we're going to watch a short video that lists 10 facts about Henri Matisse. You don't have to write down the entirety of the fact. They're kind of long, but maybe 2 or 3 words that stick out to you that help you remember what that fact is about. And then over here is where you're going to later, together, we'll create a composition copying one of Matisse's still life. So at the top you could write still life. You might put a line underneath it so that we can use this space to copy his composition, which is what a lot of people do to learn about composition and painting, is they copy the masters. Down here, I want you to write my favorite art word of all time, doodle. This is where you can doodle while we're watching the video. If you've written down your few words for each fact, but the video is still playing, and you can doodle things that you like to draw. It helps me focus. To sketch, sometimes I like to sketch eyeballs, especially now that you've had good practice in it. I might sketch an eyeball and try to remember all the parts while I'm listening. It's something I do all the way through college. You can see in the sides of my paper are doodles of eyeballs and shapes and shading and things like that. So that's what you can do down here. All right, now that you have this page ready, Mr. Hembry will start the video for you on Henri Matisse.
Hello, my name is Paul Priestley. Welcome to Artist in School, the home of art history for young people and for interested amateurs. Today I'm going to be telling you 10 really interesting facts about the French artist Henri Matisse. Fact number 1. He was born in 1869 into a very prosperous family. His parents had big ambitions for him, so he went to university and he got a law degree. But at the age of 22, he got appendicitis and spent some weeks convalescing at home. His mother gave him a box of paints and he played around with these for some time and eventually realised that he quite liked painting. So decided to give up the law and take up painting. His father was not very pleased. Fact number 2. In 1892, he applied to the École des Beaux-Arts, the best art school in France, but failed the entrance exam. So what he decided to do was to stand outside the École des Beaux-Arts every morning when the tutors arrived and accidentally, on purpose, bump into them with his drawings. He did this for a number of weeks, and eventually one of the tutors, an artist called Gustave Moreau, invited him into his classes and he sat at the back. But in 1894, he applied to the École des Beaux-Arts again and again failed. He eventually succeeded in 1895 at the age of 26. Fact number 3. In 1894, his girlfriend Caroline gives birth to his daughter Marguerite. Caroline effectively works as his housekeeper. You can see her here in the painting laying the table. He enjoys life. He sits in nice comfortable chairs like this one and spends most of his time painting while she works around the house. Fact number 4. In 1900 he bought a painting by Cézanne. Cézanne he calls the god of painting. Up to this point, Matisse's paintings are quite dull. But once he gets into Cézanne, he begins to copy some of Cézanne's ideas, as you can see here. His paintings begin to start developing. Fact number 5. Remember that Matisse is a very conservative person. Yet in 1905 he meets two artists, André Derain and Maurice Vlaminck, both of whom were very bohemian characters. In fact, Matisse's family think they're nothing but drug addicts and drunkards. Yet the three of them together create this new form of painting called Fauvism, which is very extreme, very bright, very colourful. Matisse's paintings suddenly become very avant-garde, as you can see here. Fact number 6. In 1912 he visits Morocco and he is fascinated by the light and the colour of the North African country. But what fascinates him most is that when he goes into cafes and bars, he sees men smoking the hookah pipes, but staring at bowls of goldfish. And these goldfish become part of many of his paintings. Fact number 7. Matisse had married his wife Amélie in 1898. But in 1917 she chose to stay at home while he travelled to the south of France with a young Italian model called Laurette. He painted 50 very intimate paintings of Laurette during the 6 months that he stayed in Nice, as you can see here. Fact number 8. By the time Matisse was in his late 50s, his paintings were selling very well. In fact, so well that in 1924 he renegotiates his gallery contract so that he earns higher commission from his paintings. In fact, his exhibition of that year sold out in one day. Fact number 9. During the Second World War, Matisse gets cancer. He's operated on in 1941 and the operation is successful, but it leaves him as an invalid in a wheelchair. He's nursed back to health by a group of nuns, but this takes nearly 2 years. To repay the nuns, Matisse decides to design and pay for the rebuilding of their new church at Vence in the south of France. He produces a very Matisse-like church, as you can see here. It's a beautiful place to visit. Fact number 10. Matisse spends the last few years of his life bedridden, but that does not stop him from creating art. He's given up painting, but he's now taken up a pair of scissors and he cuts out collages from huge sheets of coloured paper that he has printed for him. And he produces some wonderful artwork, as you can see here. These are probably the best collages that have ever been produced. Thank you for watching Artist in School, the home of art history for young people. I hope you've enjoyed the video.
Now that you've taken a few notes about Matisse, in the section that's left blank entitled Still Life, do your best observational drawing and copy this composition of a still life with goldfish. You can see here a line drawing where it's just the contour lines, no shading, and that's what we're looking for. And this is a practice for our still lifes that we'll be working on from the photographs that you took. To look at a composition and draw just the contour line, almost like a coloring book page. So you're going to do that in that little section on your sketchbook page like I did here on mine. And then do your best to add color to the goldfish bowl with your colored pencils. And I'm challenging you to do this because it's different colors than you would think, and the way he's used value really shows that clear glass bowl that's three-dimensional, and I want to challenge you to look at how the colors are not what we think they are. If you can get more than the goldfish bowl colored in, that's awesome, but I really want each of you to add color to that goldfish bowl along with your notes and any doodles. You're going to take a picture of this page and submit it to today's assignment. If you guys would pause the video here so you can see both the line drawing and the still life, you can get to work. All right, friends, one last thing. Here you can see how I staged my still life using a bed sheet and a light, and I even used a flashlight for a little highlighted. I just chose to do a seasonal themed still life. You, of course, do not have to. You can do something as simple as a bowl of fruit. And then I took lots of photos, and this is the one I cropped that I like the angle and the lights and the shadows from. So this is what I'll be doing my still life from. Your photographs are due before your next art class. I can't wait to see what you chose.